of a test to see how well it does in the garden. I'm going to be transplanting plants into bigger containers. I have to fix that later. Well, here we go. Let me stop making all that noise. Alright. So here in Colorado, our grow season is very much contingent on late winter snows or early fall snows. I need to extend my grow season. So these are plants I started inside. It's time to transplant them into bigger containers so we can get some more started. Might be throwing them a little too much. I can't read comments at the moment, but I will read comments and answer questions, any suggestions. Open-minded is how we learn to do the outside the box thinking. Shh, don't tell anybody. Alright, that's enough bending over for a few minutes. Holy moly cannoli. Okay, we're going to start with the beans first. So, pretty, isn't she? So, I'm just going to really widen that hole. I like to put in between my fingers before I turn over. See the roots at the bottom? Gentle, gentle. And then flip back over. Nice. Push her in. We're going to cover her up. Okay. I hear chickens trying to have eggs, so maybe they will come back. So this is a cold frame. I'm going to put them under there. I'll show you what I'm doing when I'm done. And we will water them from the bottom. We have a tray in there. And it's just better to water them from the bottom sometimes. Again, fingertip. Gentle on them roots. You hear the wind today? Got storms coming in again. Colorado. This one says Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Last time they said that, we got about half hour of rain, and that was it. Okay, bean number 2. Oh, this is nice. I need to find something to sit on, guys, because that hurts in my body. Alright, got me a seat. That does not work for my broken body. Alright. As soon as I'm done with these 3 beans, I'll check the chat. And get some more containers. I'll tell you what we're doing next in a second.
Are you having fun out here?
Yeah, I'm on live.
Hi!
You should go on there so I can make you
Oh, okay. I need a broom.
Okay. So far, so good, but I need you to look at it and see how the quality is.
I'll go look.
Here we go, right in the middle. Tip her over, not a lot of... I don't always like to do this when it's wet, because when I put them in wet soil, it will inspire the plant to push its roots out, kind of help it in the transplanting process. And if it's already wet, you actually run the risk of root rot because the roots aren't going anywhere to get water. Okay, there's 3 beans. Get under there, lady. Okay. Standing up. It does? Okay, cool. Okay, let me dry my hands off here, guys. Let me scroll up. Mindful Exposures, hello. Thanks for coming by. Kimba girl, much love. Good to see you. I read all your thoughts. Wonderful thoughts. Love them. Oh, Kimba's done already. I'm a little jelly. Kind of got to go slow with this body of mine. And Colorado weather, you know. I'd say here today, gone tomorrow. But one year, I remember having summer, winter, fall, and spring in like a 36-hour period. It was insane. There's my girl hotboxing. Yeah, I need to make moderators, guys. So here it comes for a second. Because I don't want drama. You know what I mean? So yeah, our cold and hot. So right now it's like 65 degrees. It's really beautiful. Little windy. Been this way like 3 or 4 days. Chickens will start laying. Everybody's like, yay, spring. And next week the high is gonna be like, not next week, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 39 with like a low of 22 at night. I don't know who's barking over there, but it's ridiculous. Let me see. Hey, hotboxing. Can you see how it's barking? I'm going to guess it's Junior because he's the only one that's really. He saw Mark got taken by a mountain lion, like in live, right there within feet of him. And we have our dogs on leads, so they're not just chains. They can walk like 20, 30 feet in a giant circle, so leads. But boy, even after seeing that, he's like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But he's the same dog, no lie, not even exaggerating. We're out there looking for JJ. He's our beautiful blonde puppy that got taken. And Junior shows me what happened. So on that particular warm time, it was like almost 70 degrees about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And all the rabbits came out. We have cottontails, we have jackrabbits. Well, they decided to come out and they were laying under like the warm part of the trees because they're bush-like trees, so they kind of protect from the wind and stuff. And as I'm walking with Junior, rabbit comes right out in front of me, and Junior goes after her. I couldn't get that dog to listen to me. Like, he only went so far away from me, so he did show me that he has some discernment in him. But boy, that first 20 feet, he's like, yep, not listening. Well, my daughter's on the other side of the property as we're looking for the puppy. And so he leaves me to go with her. He gets the rabbit, shows her, runs all the way across the property to where I am by the road. And he shows me, like, look, Mom, look what I got. He was such a happy dog. And it was the first time he was a happy dog since Mark got taken that I was like, all right, I'll wait. What do you dogs do with rabbits after you catch them or kill them? And he went under a bush and he dug a hole and he put the rabbit in there and covered that hole until he couldn't smell it anymore. It was just the most fascinating things when you can let your animal just like do what's natural to them. And other people are like, I would never, I could never. I want to live as naturally as possible. And part of that is not being a great big capital D dictator to your animals. Like, you have happy animals by listening to your animals, not by dictating to them, right? Am I right, ladies? Hey, Linda girl, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I finally made it to the garden. Just telling the story about Junior catching rabbits, which I thought it was a one-off. Until Mufasa and Coco went out, and they went and found the rabbit and brought it home. And still, I'm like, okay, one time, whatever, dogs being dogs, this is part of what I agreed to with what I'm doing. And no, they did it twice. And what scared me the most is not Junior. He's considered a large dog. Mufasa, when you look at him, is considered a pit bull, the shape of his head and all. But little Coco that birthed all the babies, she was she was between the puppy stage and Mark. 1 second, real quick. Sorry, ladies. What, honey, what's wrong? I'm going. I'll be right back. Hey, Vincent, what's the matter? Stuff is right there. You need help? Lydia? He needs help with his phone or something, his headphones, I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. My son has special needs and he can be an eloper. So eloping just means walking away without informing people, without like you're going to a place, not quite wandering, and it's not always triggered by emotions. So he could be sitting inside watching his phone and he gets an idea, if I want to move this one stick somewhere, well, instead of saying, Mom, I'm going outside, he'll go outside, not tell me what he's doing, where he's going, and then we have to look for him. And in our experience, when this first started, when he was a little boy, we were on our friend's property, and we noticed he did that because we check him. Like the golden question for the last 18 years is, "Where's Buddy?" Well, we realized they were walking like away from the house area, and my friend's on 40 acres, so we start calling, and when we start calling. We had a sickening realization that we couldn't call him anymore because he was following the echo. He wasn't coming towards me or any of us. He was following the echo. And oh,
Mom,
it's happened a time or two here. Yes, hold on, guys.
he was getting overstimulated because the cord got wrapped around his leg.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Okay, thank you for telling me. Can I have that table? Because I bet you I could set up the phone and everything a little bit more with this table we found yesterday. Okay, so Vincey's outside now.
I'm gonna try and get it really clean after I finish making my bed.
Oh, hello, thank you. Okay, okay. All right. So, yeah, we still play that game. When we were looking for JJ that day, I was, to the east by the road when Junior came and brought the rabbit back. Well, hotboxing. God damn, I'm such an asshole. When hotboxing went to look with me, she put her brother in the house, like, okay, bud, house time. Not like punishment, okay, guys. Just house time now. You can relax. We're done outside. Well, we walk all the way around the 40 acres. One side of 40 acres is a quarter mile. So we have probably walked, that day like 3 miles looking for this baby doggy. And we get back here like, sorry, bud, we couldn't find him. He wasn't in the house. I had a heart attack. Oh my God, where did he go? And if I call him, the way the property is laid out in the valley, it echoes. So now I can't call him too loud. And now I'm lowering my voice like this, and I'm like, Bud, because I don't want it to echo. Now he's 18, guys, so we have to allow a little bit of lenience when it goes to him exploring and stuff. But he was all the way over by. Now, when I say cliff, it's not like Niagara Falls. Sorry, guys. It's not like Niagara Falls, but it's high. And we've taught him in the last 7 years to be very, very careful of it. Scared me, though. So, hyper alert, I guess. So it's why I hesitate to come outside sometimes. Like my disability keeps me and prevents me enough. But then I'm thinking, okay, I'm outside. I got to keep my eyes on them, And then the mountain lion thing with the dogs. Well, we have a new dog now, so that's helped with that. And once I get the fence up around this immediate hilltop, I'll feel better about like being in the garden and having him outside. He has headphones on now. So he doesn't, even without headphones, he didn't listen to his environment. He looks down when he plays, if you know what I mean. Like even when he walks, he looks down. So Sadie's doing a great job keeping predators and stuff away. And I can now like look down and do my work. But check this out. I did a little resourcing on my property. Let's see if I can set the phone up. No, let's see. Maybe if I did it this way. Okay, that table. Yeah, there we go. So, instead of bending down, I am going to stand up. Because bending down hurts a lot. So next is, let's, those are beans. Oh no, I hope the tag wasn't taken out. I know it's some kind of squash. Oh, pumpkin. This is pumpkin. So pumpkin's been a dastardly one for me. Grow, grow, grow. Flowers. I had a vine one time that was 15 feet long. It grew up from the pool over there up into this cedar bush all the way through to the other side. Blossoms. No stinking fruit. So I'm still learning here in Colorado. It's nothing like the East Coast. Nothing like the East Coast. I'm going to fill these containers and then I'm going to come look at the chat real quick. This maybe is a better view for you guys to see. So this is the greenhouse. I don't know if you can see me. Greenhouse. This was the experiment. There's plastic from top to bottom. Right now, March, whatever, what's today? The 12th? Blackberry bushes blooming. It's got little leaf nubs on it. I'm super excited. I have 2 strawberry plants in there. That I did not put a heater in this greenhouse. I really wanted to, and I really wanted to grow over the winter. But after 2 tries of the frost killing my existing pepper plants, potato plants, I figured let's do the experiment proper and stop screwing around and do an experiment on experiment. So I left the strawberries alone. I watered it. So Colorado, I have to water twice as much, very carefully as any other place I've ever lived. And if you water too much, you're washing the nutrients out of the dirt. So you don't want to do that either. Well, what's the happy medium? I've done shade cloth. Shade cloth is pretty cool, but it does limit, sorry, I was jumping ahead of myself. It limits the amount of sun and, photo blah blah. I forgot my words there for a second, guys. Photosynthesis, there we go. So I need to find a happy place between them. So this year, the experiment outside the greenhouse. Oh, let me go back and finish the thought. Every 3 weeks I have to water this greenhouse. So instead of twice a day, this plastic keeps enough moisture in it that 3 weeks, guys. And if I water it any more than 3 weeks, I'm overwatering it. So I did, learn something with that. Wow, that one was dry. We're going to be quite happy in this moist soil. I don't know. I might have boo-booed here, guys. But it's really hard to know that line sometimes between over wet and I'm dying of thirst. But I haven't really been looking at them because look, right there's my clue. See that? There's my clue. I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. Let's hope this beautiful dark moist dirt allows them to revive. Dang, I'm disappointed in myself. But I got a lot going on. I mean, the deaths of the dogs. So for those who don't know, so you don't have to go back, we had a litter of pups unexpectedly when we really didn't want to do it again because we've done pups, as most know. And she actually got pregnant by the neighbor dog. Neighbor dog's a yellow lab, so like when the babies were born, we're like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. We couldn't afford food 1 month. Mama couldn't keep breastfeeding, so we had the milk and stuff, but when it came to food for the pups, because her teeth were in, we were running out. So we bought them Gravy Train. And within 48 hours, 5 of the puppies were dead. One puppy had a bellyache. That was the blonde boy, so he didn't eat the Gravy Train. And yeah, five babies. Right around, I think after, it was early January, I think. I have to go look at the dates. And then Mark, the mountain lion, and then JJ. In between them, well, in the beginning, before Coco got pregnant, they lost their childhood dog, Buster. Half old age, half being assaulted by an ignorant rancher, because, you know, people are stupid. So Buster, then it was Buster, Bear. Bear went and ate something. A neighbor had left the carcass from a hunt to rot in the heat. Bear got to it because we had no idea it was there, or we would have kept the dogs home. You know, we didn't know they were going that far. But if we knew they went that far, we would have started training them in that fashion. So Bear, and then the babies, and then Mark, and then JJ. We're coming out of it, guys. That's the good thing. So Pumpkin, say hello, Grow Pumpkin. So let me put these under here. I have to bend down for this one because I put a support in here to hold up the roof of the cold frame, which it looks great, but I was supposed to come back and put another support in there so I could take out my plastic tray that these are all sitting in, because I was supposed to show y'all something nifty. Like, look at me pulling my tray out and retrieving my plants from the cold frame. But now I'm looking a little silly bending down, trying to get my plants in there until I can make it support. And then I will look at the chat. I need to go around and look for a piece of board, so I'm not doing this. I feel like a nitwit. Okay, there's 6 in there. There's 6 in there. Hand in front of the camera like an amateur. Oh, let's go in the greenhouse for a second. Because then I can sit on a bucket and answer chat for a few minutes, take a little breather, show you what we got in here. So it's hot in here, but I can sit down better. So if you see there, peas. Okay. I can't see anything. So let me... Yes, the fence will be very helpful. You know what? I've never been more scared in my life than to think Sorry, I want to say hi to everyone who's come in. I'm having trouble reading because it's bright in here. Larry, damn dude, how you doing? Been a long time. One away from 100. I need to call somebody and get you to 100. So here are hot boxings. Little babies. She wants flowers. She wants an urban flower garden, which is cool. So then I can focus on other stuff. So look at the strawberries. They live through like almost zero temperature. Think this is a dandelion? And holy crap, it's hot out here in here. I don't think this is a good idea because I'm already over hot. Now I'm gonna have to find another place to sit, damn it. All right. We out. Hope them peas grow. That'll be fantastic. Just real quick, let me see if I can find. There it is. Can you see it? Can you see that little bud right there? Wait, I'll help you. Here. See that right there? That's a little leaf bud right there. Oh, wow. It's very hot in here. Holy moly. Yes, I'm gonna make different doors for the garden. So this is a temporary door. You see this fencing here? Holy crap, I'm such an amateur. So see this? That fencing? This keeps out the baby mice and the rats. It's called galvanized steel. And this keeps out any rabbits or anything. Okay, I guess I'm sitting here and I'm taking my sweater off because holy cow, I have to take a break. Let's see how I can set you up here. How do I switch my camera around? Well, oh, there we go. Hey, I see you. The phone falls. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, if you guys have any questions, I'd love to get to know you and have you get to know me. We gotta get thanks, Linda. Oops. there's no table right there. Oh my goodness. So behind, oh no, don't do that. Oh, that almost opened up in my pocket. Ugh, that would have been so sad. It's paraphernalia of the kind that you break up flowers with to make it worthy of stuffing bowls. Wink, wink. You get it? You get it? Here, I need to block these plants. They are not liking this immediate sun because they've been inside. I can't blame them. They're like, my eyes, my eyes. So all these containers I acquired from someone that probably wasn't going to use them the way I would. So I got a whole, look at this. So these are going to be for when we grow trees. I want to grow lemon and bing, 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 Linda's right. Lemon, apple, I want to grow them from seed from the organic section. So I've done this before. Man, I don't know. Okay, where am I? I'm trying to see with the sun. I am 5'10" with shoes on. And I grew an apple tree from seed that was probably like right around my nose-ish area after 2 years. And we had a half circular driveway at the time, so I lined the straight part, half the circle, with fruit trees, flower trees. This one's called a marshmallow. So mallow, like MALLOW, marshmallow. If you ever want to smell a flower that smells like sugar, like sweet, not processed, not none of that stuff. But when you get the scent in your nose, you're like, is that a candy? You know what I'm saying? Really, really yummy. Like a rock grinder. You funny. Mine's not delayed. I'm delayed. So it's not. Okay, just saying. I forgot what I was saying. But I did want to show you guys this. So where's my camera? Can you guys see this? Can you see how red it is? I can't tell if it's coming through, so I'm just gonna go like this. See if not, I can go like this. Okay. I don't want a lot of dirt in it. Let me get to the bottom. I don't want no hay in it, I mean. Okay. So check it out. Check out the color of this thing. Ah, I just threw it on my phone. I'm throwing sand at you guys. It's not like throwing tomatoes. So I mixed it. Let me get a handful. Check this out. I mixed it with some dirt. Where's the camera? Because potatoes really like a soft, easily movable. You know, like when their potatoes grow, they want the dirt to be able to go like this. You know what I mean? So, this over here, that's going to be the potato garden. I'm pretty psyched about that. So my thoughts are this. Oh, so sorry. I need to send you some Charmin so you can blow that stuff out, Linda. I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to get the potatoes going in this type of dirt inside. I'm going to plant them. And after 2 months, I have a few of these big ass containers here. This is kind of empty, so it's not heavy. I'm going to start a second crop. That's what it's called. A second crop in one of these containers. There you go, girl. Clear that out. And in case we do have an early snow, I can bring these containers into the covered greenhouse and protect them and have a second crop. The importance of that is not quantity. The importance of that... Oh, yes, thank you. I procured these too from elsewhere. Not stealing. Definitely asked for, but I procured them. Not for the quantity in potatoes. So when it comes to harvest season, as most growers know, no matter what you're growing, when all these plants come a-calling at the same time from like the end of September on, you kind of go a little bat crazy trying to either can it, dehydrate it, create things to can, store it even. All of that is very difficult. So I'm thinking like first harvest in the beginning of the summer or midsummer would be like what we eat. Let's eat them. Let's save money because that's the whole operative of the game. And then the second harvest, which would come after I'm done harvesting everything else, what I want to do is dehydrate a potato, pepper, onion mix. Is that Forever Love? Oh, girl, I miss you. Here, you need something. Hold on. This is going fast. Capricorny! Good to see you guys. I need to hand out some things here. There we go. So this was my try to see how far my internet would allow me to go. So I wasn't doing lives because I was stuck in one spot. And there normally wouldn't be a problem with that. But after everything we experienced in the last 6 months, I needed to get out of that spot. But I was unsure if the internet will work right because the internet's inside a camper that's a metal building. But it seems to be okay. Is everything okay? Can everybody hear me? I wonder if I could turn my brightness up. It might already be bright. Yeah, that's as high as it's gonna go. You know what? I was gonna buy an umbrella the other day too, just for this purpose. I might go back to the Family Dollar and get one. I miss all you guys. I hope all is well. So we are transplanting today. I'm sitting next to my cold frame, even though it's 70 degrees in March. But this is what we love it, Colorado, what we in Colorado lovingly call our second winter. Like not today, but here in a few days, it'll be our second winter. Today is false spring, and any day above 60 is like a false spring. The chickens started laying eggs, and then the cold weather came, and you could tell all the chickens were like, WTF? All right, now they haven't been laid in like a month and a half now, which they're really not supposed to start yet because of the weather. But oh man, I think even they were mad. Oh, good. I'm so glad the sound is good. I'm so glad because I have a lot in my brain that I think about, and there's sometimes that I'll just be thinking because that's all I ever do, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a point. But by the time I get somewhere to write it down, to repeat it or anything, boop, out of the brain it goes. But I want to share this one with you. Let me get the artist name real quick. Hey, Hotboxing! Oh. Hey, Hotboxing. Who sings that song, Madness? Thank you. Okay, give me one more second. I gotta put eyes on my child. Hi, boy. How you doing? You doing good? Cool. He's 18. He doesn't always like when I'm like super mom with him. But I'm trying to ease up, guys, because, 18 and all. Okay. Here. Oh, a snowman. Thanks for coming. It is so good to see you. Okay, so the dogs. Awesome. Have fun with the doggies. Okay, there's a song. It's called Madness. And the artist is Muse, Muse. I've been listening to the song for just a few years now and taking it kind of as surface value, kind of memorizing the words and the music. I'm really like into music and stuff. It is great to see you too. It is great to see everybody. Really, my heart is so warmed. So I took this song kind of on surface value, just memorizing the words and the music, just another song. I've been through so much in the last 7 years since I've been here. This is the 7th year. As a matter of fact, a week and a half, we'll be celebrating the actual 7 years. 7 years ago, I was visiting Colorado for the very first time and looking at the property. So I've been through a lot. And I'm listening to the song the last time I went to town. And boy, did it hit me. It hit me so hard. The words of the song. And my ultimate takeaway from it was not surface at all. My ultimate takeaway was to experience the depth and blessing of love. You have to accept the madness that comes with it. Like, that's a yin yang that I failed to realize. I've had trouble with family members, spouse, not together in the moment, even kids. And I thought I knew a lot about love. I researched it, like literally. I read books about it. Then I had my kids and realized that love is almost undefinable.
Hey, Mom.
Right? Okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, honey? Going inside?
Yeah.
Thanks, high five. Thank you so much for telling me. I love you.
Me too.
Awesome. Thank you, honey. Yeah, 7 years, isn't that crazy? When I first thought about it, just a few days ago, I was like, oh my God. I can't keep getting mad about the hard side of the relationships because that prevents me from embracing the wonderful part. I kept thinking when I got to Colorado, like, gosh, I'm happy to be here. This is a dream come true. I never thought I'd get here. I tried to make my decisions in life accordingly without the Colorado factor, because I didn't know if it was a fantasy, it was a dream, or if it was a lie. I didn't know. So I didn't want to make my decisions in life just based on the fact of wanting to be here. So the fact that I'm here is just amazing. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't embrace it the way it was. Like the love was locked in jail in my heart, and I couldn't figure out how to get it out. And with it being that way and struggling with culture shock, living in different areas, this is like a high desert plains. We're used to zero elevation, hot, humid East Coast. So we really had a difficult time, and I thought that's what it all was. Yeah, till the other day. I cried, you guys, when it hit me. Hotboxing was sitting next to me, and I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, what? I'm like, hold on, just in order to fully accept the depth of love that we seek, we also must embrace the madness that comes with it. It's the only reason why you're mad is because you love so deeply, I think. I didn't understand that before. Why would you be mad because you love deeply? No, it hurts when people have tough days with you, and love was supposed to be the definition of, or part of it, part of how you speak to each other. The madness. And if I was asked in the future, would I take the madness given the depth of love? I'm being my own worst enemy. Replaying all this shit in my brain. Yeah, 10 dogs is a lot. 10 dogs is a lot to lose in 18 months. 10 dogs. And what do I tell my kids? We were so blessed to have them when we had them. Always trying to focus on the love and never wanting to focus on the madness that comes with it. And sometimes madness is good. Sometimes madness is chaos. Sometimes madness doesn't have to be what you see in society, this cuckoo, crazy Karen, Kevin, my rights are bigger than your rights. Oh my goodness. The madness. The madness of it all. That's why I don't think this is a trap, man. This ain't a trap to be here and alive on this earth. Like with most things I say, everything is a choice. Are you going to embrace it? Are you going to accept it? Are you going to accept your own responsibility in said choices? I had my dog Socks, my daddy dog. He was having a moment of crisis and I didn't recognize it. He came out and the chickens were fighting with the baby chickens. Like they weren't together, but they were fighting. And Socks has seen me separate the chickens, go in there and, run the homestead, so to speak. Well, when I went and let him out in the moment of crisis, because the crisis was happening inside, he went and got in. He got over a 7-foot fence. Again, my fault that the thing was there for him to jump on. And he not only let those chickens out, he killed them. He didn't eat them, but he solved the problem. Like in his dog mind, he solved the problem. I had people tell me I should do away with that dog. Do away with him? What? You gotta be insane. And I couldn't put it to words at first. What I was feeling. I can put it to words now. It is the line between that love and madness is what I was feeling, but I didn't know how to express it. And then I said, well, shoot, if the dog dies, I gotta die too. Boy, that person was like, wait, what? Well, if we're gonna place blame, all guilty parties stand up. He's my dog. I knew he was in crisis. I didn't take that extra step, go that extra mile, do due diligence. That's what caused the chickens to die. Yo, people don't like when you boil the bullshit out. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't like cursing. But we live in a world from private people to police to government to medical to spiritual. I wouldn't even say spiritual, let's say religious. Ask any one of them a question about their job. Like a hard one, not an easy one. What happens when blah, blah, blah happens, okay? Just a tough question. And the unfortunate part about the response you would get, it would be a response of justification, not a response of explaining, giving forth understanding. It's one of justification. You know what justification is? An excuse. Hello. Yes. Yes, forever love. Absolutely. They want us off our haunches. Our haunches is when you're squatting down and the back part of your leg is sitting on your heel, your haunches there. That's how they want us. Because if you're sitting on your haunches, you're balancing on your toes, and it takes this to tip you over. And if you do a out of the box thinking math, I watched a video on that the other day. Amazing. It doesn't add up. There are factors, negative factors at play that we don't know that causes the equation to fail. And I ain't talking Einstein equation either. I'm just talking dirt plus seeds equals plant. Okay, kind of equation. Some very logical. I guess coming out of this depression of the last year and a half, 18 months, my eyes are clearer than they were before when it comes to how people speak to me. And I don't mean like, ma'am, sir, thank you, you're welcome. I don't mean like that. I mean, we're pretty much all an expert of the language we use, or should be. And when people misuse the language and beg your pardon for their faux pas, I'm starting to not accept that. It is so peaceful and quiet here. I love it. The dogs aren't barking just because I'm outside. If I were inside right now, they would be screaming their bloody head off. I don't know what it is about my presence out here, but even the animals are like, "Law, mom's out." That tells me where I've been in the last 18 months. Not with them. And I was allowing people's justifications for bad behavior, for bad thoughts, for bad speak, for bad treatment, the nonverbal kind, body language. We have been taught to accept that. And what happened between 20 and whenever, it was really shoved down our throats. And everybody can have an opinion. But dictating to one another what their opinion should be was not a part of the equation, not a part of the contract, in my mind. Not a part of the freaking contract. And I think we're all sick of it. I think we're all sick of this contract. Yeah, we're going to help you, and everything we build you is going to improve your life, and everything's going to be faster and quicker and faster and quicker and faster and quicker and faster and quicker. I should not do that too much. I hurt. Ooh, hello. I had to teach my kids. I had to. When we first got to the property, me and their dad was doing some building stuff, moving stuff around, everything, and I needed help on a simple project. Hey guys, want to cut a piece of wood for me? Kids were like, "Whoa, yes, hand us the tool, Mom." I handed them an old-fashioned handsaw. They looked at the saw, they looked at me, they looked at the saw, and they looked at me, and I'm like, "You'll work up to it." I mean, they weren't like pissy, 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 but they were like, "Oh man, I can't believe she pulled this on us." That's how we all know. That's how we all. Okay, so when you use a handsaw, your brain is seeing the teeth, seeing the saw, seeing how far it can go in either directions. You are developing a thinking process that by the time you get used to that saw, you know whether you need to tip it forward or tip it backward to finish this cut. Like, it gets your brain on this thinking process that helps each and every job you do. I said, if I handed you an electric saw, you'd put it on the board, you'd place it on a line, you'd push a button, you'd push it forward. That's the end of the thinking. Bing, bam, boom. You've moved on. And now your thinking goes from being a lengthy, thought out through thought with a handsaw to a momentary thought with an electric saw that could seriously injure you. Oh, enjoy that dinner, girl. Enjoy it. Nourish yourselves and your family. I think I have a lot of thoughts that other people think but they sometimes don't know how to put words to it, or they're halfway down that thought process. And while we're all doing this thinking, we all have to deal with people who chose the other side. And we have to be okay with that choice because we made our choice. And I say we by like minds. So like minds over there and then like minds here. Um, on this side, whatever side you want to call it. As sucky as it is, we have to appreciate their choice. And we are not responsible for holding their hand over the coals on that choice. People get it really twisted in this world. Oh man, you did wrong. Now I'm going to rake you over the coals. Yeah, but I didn't hurt anybody. So? I watch auditors, different kinds of auditors. It makes me absolutely sick to see the state of what was created in front of our eyes, what we were lied about. It's not so hunky dory. It's not so leave it to beaver. When I think how hard this is, look, when I think, let me just move. I don't know if I'm going too far, so I'll go back if I do. You see all that rock right there? That's what come out of the garden to make the hole to put dirt in. And that's not all the rock. This other side of the garden has the rock. And I can't show you, but all the way on the other side of the driveway is 2 piles of rock. 2 piles of 2 piles. I don't want to put it so low. Trust the signal, guys. I could say that was too hard, or I could say I can't work. My physical body can't work. So I could say I could sit in society where the hard work is worrying about the safety of my son, and my other kids. Worry about paying bills. Worry if the dogs will get out and if the dog catcher will get to them. We only had 2 back when we first started this. Or I could do the hard work. It took me months to do that work. I'm disabled. There were some days I'd go out there, I'd do, take 2 handfuls of rocks out of it. That'd be it for the day because I've overdone it. Or I can go pay corporations. That didn't help me in the past. I was caught up on my electric, small children and all. So I kept up with my bills. I didn't keep up with sending in a meter reading because it was weird to me. I never lived in a state that happened. This is in Michigan. So for 6 months, I didn't send in a meter reading. I couldn't go outside. I had major surgery. 6 months, I couldn't really go outside, do much walking. And I didn't call in a meter reading. Still paid my bill. After 6 months, I got an $1,800 bill in the mail. And I'm like, what do you mean? I paid my bill. Well, you didn't send in your meter reading. Yeah, but this shouldn't change. I only use so much. It doesn't make sense. I want to challenge this bill. Well, we're not going to let you because you didn't call in a meter reading. What do you mean? Well, we mean pay this bill or we shut you off. $1,800. They had just taken Vincey's Social Security away from him. I didn't have $1,800. So I had to wheel and deal with the system and all this bull crap to get help to pay that. After it was paid, I insisted on an investigation by the electric company into my property. My bill was only $150 a month. Where did $1,800 of electric go? Well, the gentleman... Hey, okay, thank you. The gentleman that was doing the investigation put his clipboard down. Not the thing to do in front of me. Well, I looked at the clipboard. You know what the clipboard said? It said every time I lowered my kilowatt usage per month, the electric company would raise the per kilowatt charge. Now, that investigation didn't do anything. It didn't prove to me where $1,800 went. It didn't do nothing like that, okay? But what it did for me was show me the real dark side of corporations. They'll let you think you're lowering your bill. They'll let you think, okay, at least it's not going higher, right? In all your efforts, it's not going higher. Well, it didn't make sense to me. Of course it's not going higher. I'm doing a lot to lower it, but why isn't it lowering? And I saw it there in front of my face. I knew then I needed to be off the bait and switch services of the system. I think that's a good way to say it. What do you think? I mean, yes, Linda, every little bit helps. You're absolutely right. Every little tiny thing we do out here keeps us out and away from the system. It was snowing when we first got here, and the kids had missed a few days, but here in Colorado because of snow and mountain where people live, they give passes. Well, in this particular year, I mean, there's a lot. And they're like, we could help you, get a place in town. And what would that do for me but create another bill? Oh, we'll pay like the security in the first month. I'm like, I'm still responsible for my mortgage. So you want me to take on a rental fee to make you guys happy? Yeah, no thanks. No, absolutely no thanks. What happened in 2020 couldn't have happened at a more appropriate time for us. I was able to take my kids out of school and not have to give any lengthy legal explanation why. And I just never sent them back. Just tried to go school when she turned 18, but that was not lucrative for her. And my son's IEP strictly states as the first goal is life skills. Oh, he knows so much life skills. He knows how to cook, you guys. And we pick simple meals for him. He knows how to cook. He knows how to move water. He knows how to stay safe. Even though he's an eloper, if you were here earlier, he told me exactly where he was going and what he planned to do. And we're not going by the blueprint of the system. We go by the blueprint of our son. Let's see. Oh, you are so right, Snowman. Oh my gosh, you are so right. I'm gonna not read for a second, but I'll talk to, wait, let me do this right, because I'm a weirdo. There we go. Okay, so I am building a yurt here. And, excuse me. Just as all that stuff started in 2020, I was getting ready to start gathering the materials for the deck of the yurt, because it goes on a deck. The yurt is on a round deck, but the round deck is on a 40-foot square deck. That's how it's going to go. Those prices went so high, I had to stop what I was doing, all building, everything. Everything. I couldn't get my chickens on it. I couldn't do anything. I think it one piece of, it's called OSB here. Other people might know it as like particle board or something. One piece was like $50. And we're not talking like 3/4 inch or something hefty. We're talking like, what the heck is that? I think it's 7/16 or some stupid measurement. Not even half an inch. $50. $50 freaking dollars. And even now, the wood that we did procure for the base of, okay, so the big 2x6 for the base underneath the decking, and no, they're like 3x6s. They're really big, like really big. And then the other pieces we procured from a lumber mill for us building, because buying new, it's just not, there's no way. And my house been sitting there. I tried to properly store it, I probably put eight tarps on it, moved it, and the weather is so difficult here that my efforts kind of went to no avail. No avail. I need to go over here and get dirt. So now we're still trying to procure dirt. That's what I'm doing right now. Wood, like we're gonna have to get the decking as raw wood and seal it ourselves, because the cost of treated deck wood, there's no way. I'm gonna pay more for the stupid deck than I did the yours. And groceries, oh my word. Packages of meat that were $10 are now $20. I already couldn't trust the meat to begin with. So that's a problem. But hey, I heard McDonald's and Burger King were having deals, making their stuff cheap again. Doesn't that make everybody want to run out and get that? Sarcasm, everybody, sarcasm. I do not eat that. Cannot. Tear my body right up. So, I've been battling the system for a very long time. I came to Colorado like, I retire! I've had it! Man, what does Creator do when you try to say stuff like that? Whoever comes up with the right answer, I'll give them a great big ding, 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 ding.
Hey, stop yelling.
I'm not yelling.
Oh, you're being loud enough to make me come make sure you're okay.
It's because Vincey opened his window.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not yelling. My phone's out over there. What? You hear Hotboxing yelling at me? What is going on here? We are in we're in an alternate world where the kids come yell at the parents. Stop yelling!
Yeah, stop it.
Funny. Well, deal with this any day compared to the city.
Come on.
Anybody got any questions for me? I'll come right over in a second and read it. Yeah, I'm kind of sweating, but the sun is hot. So, I didn't read anybody's question. I'm just throwing this out here. The sun is hot, so I really don't want to take my sweater off till I'm in the shade for a bit. Okay. This next one is butternut squash. So these are for the piggy jiggies. Piggy jiggies want to grow their food. I don't want to buy rotten food from the grocery store. That was probably grown with pesticides and stuff I don't want on my land. So here's the thing. People are like, it's not a big deal. What do you do with the waste of your body? To me it's logic. The waste of your body goes out. Oh, I hope I didn't just break that like an idiot. The waste from your body goes out and into the ground. So if the body can get rid of said poisons through their waste, that's going into my ground. Can't have that. That would be unacceptable for a self-sustaining homestead. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's butternut squash and these two are zucchini. No, that's zucchini, this zucchini, and this is butternut squash, I think. Let's try and be gentle. Here we go. Probably should have made that a little deeper. So we'll be bringing these all in at night because of the temps here. If it was going to be above freezing, I'd be able to keep them in the cold frame. But I can't do that. So, here we go. There's two in this one. So this is going to be a little tricky. So I'll be over in a minute. Check the chat out. Hear that plane? Check this out, guys. 2 years ago, we put whole fish in the garden for fertilizer. Look, this is the teeth. Can you see that? They're called kokanee salmon. They got they're vicious. Still a little sharp. Pretty cool. Put that back in there. I'm gonna have some calcium because these are for the piggy jiggies. So 2 plants, we're gonna have to finagle the root system maybe. So just real gentle. Just pull them apart a little. If you're really gentle, it'll really just stimulate the plant to grow. Grow some more! So let's get this baby all secure. So that's 10 transplants we did today. I think I have 2 more, but I don't know, guys. They're peppers, I believe. So I don't know if maybe they just need a new container left alone. I gotta check them out. All right, 4 more to go. 4 more done. 4 more done. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So when I read up on Colorado, its precipitation, I agreed to this kind of property where I am because the statistics say 2 inches of precipitation a month. And it probably does average out to that, 2 inches a month. But 1 month will maybe get 6 inches and then 3 months get nothing. kind of thing. And I do have rain barrels. Let's see. We have one in here, actually. Whoopsie dipsy. So we filled that rain barrel with the rain. We filled this barrel with the water that, I don't know if you can see it. Do you see that red barrel at the end? That's what catches our water off of the camper. Catches our water for us. So, let's see. So, kokanee, I'll tell you about the kokanee. Here, I'm gonna switch my camera so you guys aren't looking into darkness. So, back in the day in Colorado, when they realized that this was really a kind of a sportsman all-around type of state, so hunting, fishing, trapping, and they developed fisheries. And the fisheries grow the kokanee salmon. And the salmon, even though it's a saltwater fish, can live in fresh water. So there's the mountains are on this side, and they're all dotted with lakes, all the way up. Beautiful Rocky Mountain kind of lakes too, all over the place. So they, what do you call it when they do that with fish? I'll use whatever word comes to mind. They seed these lakes with these baby fish, and then we can fish for them. I think it's either during, at the beginning of the run, they'll go up towards the sandy kind of embankment and lay their eggs. So, and they're only, let's see, where's my camera? Where's my camera? Yeah, they're only like this big. They really don't have a lot of meat. At first, I thought I was fishing for salmon to eat, but they're very, very, very oily. For a human, meh, not so good. For a garden, fabulous. Fabulous. I haven't been in 2 years, so I definitely need to go. And I'll figure out how to show you guys a picture of the teeth of this fish. They're insane. It's almost like piranha teeth. You don't want to get that. No, I brought special pliers. Well, we snag them, snag fishing. So that's like 3 hooks put together. And then you throw that hook over and you snag, like run the hook over the back of the fish and snag them that way. But sometimes they go by the mouth, and you don't want to put your fingers. They're super scary, like dinosaur fish. I would love to go fish for king salmon. I don't know if that's going to be possible. I don't know. I don't. I would love to, but traveling is very, very hard on my body. Being out in society is very stressful to my mind. So I don't know if actually going for king salmon would be a doable thing. But man, if I had an opportunity, if feasible, not something where I'm literally sacrificing to go, but oh man, I would love to. Some people dip net them in Alaska, and I thought that was just fascinating. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. And also, your wood stove ash is really good for the garden too. So what I've been doing in the last few years is just testing and trying and testing and trying. because I really want to stay organic. I don't want to put anything in here I cannot resource myself. That's not natural. So I grow comfrey. Comfrey is a plant. It's a very, very pretty plant. Very hardy plant. I moved this comfrey from Michigan to Louisiana and then to Colorado, and she still lives. Gives us babies. Comfrey in indigenous name is called bone knit. Nature's fertilizer. Um, there's something else too. I don't know if I could think from the top of my head. Comfrey. I think there's another use for it. But those two really, really just stick out for me. I bought this dirt. I just think it's I don't think this is it. It is. It's called, I think I was telling Linda about it. It's called Black Gold. Omri listed. Who makes it? Who makes you? I don't know. Black Gold, Sungrow Agriculture. And it says all natural ingredients. And it didn't say cow or sheep or anything like that. Hi, Sunkissed. Let me do this real quick. I am so glad to see you. And I'm in sun, so I'm struggling when I'm on the go. Thank you, girl. I'm so happy to see you. Have a wonderful, safe, peaceful day on your ventures. So, I didn't know what was so natural in this dirt until I seen comfrey plants pop up here and there. And I realized, welcome back, Forever. Um, I looked up comfrey. That's when I found out it was a natural fertilizer, and that's what's in this black gold. So if you have to buy dirt, I would recommend this black gold because you can then get your comfrey for free. It can grow, and then you have bone knit. Then you have nature's fertilizer as your own that you can sprinkle, whatever any plants you might need. So yeah, that was a great find because everything here is all natural. I'm just turning to the side so I don't screw with any algorithm. Blah blah. You can't do this. You can't do that. I need to medicate a little bit before I continue planting. So over here, do you see that tank right behind me? Doink, doink, doink. Yeah, there we go. Okay, can you see it now? Right there? That's all the rainwater I've collected. So I pump it from the small barrels. That's probably 250 gallons of rainwater. So I'm going off to a good start this year with that at least. I can't cover everything with plastic, so I can't cure. I'm gonna have to try and find some natural mulch that's not pine. That's really hard to find here. Ooh, planting garlic. I haven't gotten that far in my knowledge. Like everything I learned back east before I moved here had to be thrown out the window. So we've successfully learned onions, potatoes, tomatoes, cucumbers, melons is on the line, berries we're doing good with. But the garlic, I had some growing and then it didn't. So I gotta go back to square one with that. If anybody's got any questions or any, oh, guppy time, any, suggestions, you want to know anything about me? We're 9.5 in my shoe. I'm just joking. Oh, good. I really want to see that. You know, Leia's human mommy that we got her from came over and checked her, and she's not quite sure if she's actually pregnant because a few of her mommy goats were calving right during a moment of freeze. I think it was in the low 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and those poor babies froze. So we don't know if one of those was hers. Goats do mate rather quickly after birth. We don't know if she's pregnant. Like, we're going to have to wait a whole another 4 months to make sure she's not like pregnant or anything in order to breed her. Because we really got her to have a baby. Yeah, and all her other females calve, so she must not be pregnant. Oh my word, if I could find some wild garlic, I'm a person that will drive around with a shovel and a bucket in her truck. I would love to find some wild garlic, wild chives. Um, I found a lantern plant. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but the outside of it is very reminiscent of tomatillos. It looks like that, like this real papery casing. I have a lot to learn about transplanting plants in Colorado. So, everything I'm dealing with right now here, though, is temporary. Oh my gosh, wild garlic. So, this is a temporary garden. The greenhouse is not temporary. We're collecting windows to make that permanent in a way that we can enlarge it out this way when I move the container garden out of here. Um, Yeah, I'm a fan of resourcing in the wild. We didn't get to make jelly, but we did learn how to resource prickly pear last year. So that's a resource you shouldn't pick until you're absolutely ready. Like, all your stuff at home is set up to jelly or to jam when you pick it. It has some staying power, but that's not the point. Like, where I'm on an angle of a hill. This is the top of the hill, but my property goes down, 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 like that. So we're at a weird sun angle because that's the way the sun comes this way. That, oh, it's intense. Even people around me, they're like, I can't believe how much hotter your property is than me or me. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, the learning curve is severe that I've had here. So, all of this I've done from everything I've learned, this is all temporary. This will be moved out so that the container garden can be closer to where the house is. And this garden behind you or in front of me, I have in there blackberries, strawberries. I want to put a fruit tree, lemon or apple. I don't know which one's going in there. And have it be a fruit garden. So a fruit garden, you have to, come take care of water. It's going to be enclosed. Like, we're going to open it up for like pollinators and stuff at the top eventually. Um, but a fruit garden can be farther away from the house because it's encased. And this whole thing will be eventually fenced in, these 2 or 3 acres that I'm on outside the 40. Um, so I won't need to visit this so often, is I guess my point. Oh, yes, I need to watch. I didn't know she had vids on that. I've watched some of her like soap making ones, But that's really good to know. Well, I definitely want to do apple. I wasn't sure about pear, but one of the hardest things to find in Colorado is lemon. And the only reason I had this idea, but the only reason I chose to go forth, because there's a guy in Colorado Springs who's 3.5 hours north of me that has a in-ground greenhouse. He has everything from grapes to lemon to plums. He uses geothermal to, keep it warm and all that stuff. If somebody could drop her link in the chat, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. So lemon for two reasons. So many recipes for canning need that citric acid to as a stabilizer, right? And of course lemonade. I mean, that goes without saying. Um, but so hard to find here that it could actually be a bartering tool. And that would have such great value. That's a good question, Snowy. Because really, the more I am open minded, I like to pick people's brain. I've done it to cops before. After I pissed them off, and that's what pissed them off even more. I don't really care, but I pick brains. I like to learn. So any kind of knowledge, even if you live in a different state, you might know more about the Cara tree than I do. I'm not an arborist or anything like that, horticulturist. I'm just doing what my instinct is telling me to do. And part of my instinct is telling me to always seek out wisdom from others. Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying to read who did that. Oh my God. Is that, let's see. Is that Forever Love did that? Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. She has a lot to give. I have learned a lot by Mel. I've done soaps before. I've done candles before. And all these are very good things to barter with. I don't think you always have to barter food for food. And we're coming into a new generation of thinking due to what's happened of not necessarily a plan B, but how can I do this differently type of thinking. And a lot of people are like, go forward, go forward, go forward. But I am of the philosophy of learning from our indigenous ancestors. They lived for thousands and thousands of years figuring out how to store meats, vegetables properly, water, even when to move, when not to move, familial generational familial heritage, like how they dealt with things, like within the family and stuff. All we have is a whole bunch of professionals saying this, that, the other thing. I read by Ethan Fromm, I believe, The Art of Loving, The Art of Love, The Art of Loving, I think it's Loving. And I took a lot from the book. It taught me a lot. I knew nothing of love before I read that book, so it taught me a lot. The different kinds of love, familial love, friendly love, the love of things and people. It really went into depth. You know what it didn't teach me? Two things. I had my special needs child, and through all the unconditional love my immediate family gave, it was a drop in the bucket when you experience this depth of love from a person who really does not have the capacity for ulterior motives, self gain. It's different than a dog even. Because a dog will give you this weird unconditional love too. And I don't mean no disparaging. I'm just going through the thoughts of learning what love is. And even though I was protecting him when disciplining, I learned a different way love hurts. Because you don't intend to. You're trying to discipline your child, and you're thinking you're keeping them from um, harm. But when you discipline to a child whose love knows no depth, no end, they look at you like, why? And I realize no matter how my intention is, my actions have consequences. Yes, yes, we need to talk about bartering. Absolutely. Of course, everything gets hijacked by the system. I'm just catching up real quick. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's really cool. From what I know of fruit, this is the only real thing I know of fruit trees. Pruning is important. So, if we'll pick an apple, because that's what I know about. If your branch is growing out this way, normal, and then the next year you have this weird branch that comes straight up like this branch is called the sucker branch, and you don't want to keep them. And there ends my knowledge. I don't know what to do after that. Like, that's why I've never pruned a tree, because I'm like, okay, well, if all those are suckers, then where's the new growth? Like, I had other questions completely after the whole, well, just prune. I hate being told to, you need to just, I'm keeping my cursing to myself. I'm trying so hard. Because I don't like that. I like to learn. I like to learn why so that it makes sense why. Yeah. Strange synchronicity. We each know a little tiny little bit. uh, have fun watering. I love doing that. Um, all the way up into this week, learning that the madness of love is just as important as the depth of love. People get mad because they do not understand. They do not want to understand why people do what they do. And people don't want to hear the history of someone who made bad choices, because they would rather just fall on their judgment of, oh, you're a bad person, you made a bad choice. And I don't think life is that goddamn simple. Sorry, everybody, if you don't like that word, but there's stuff that I get very, very frustrated about. It seems like things in the last 3 or 4 years, people just been trying to boil them down, but they're not dealing with it. They're not like taking away the fluff. They're not taking away the ego serving wordage that they use. I mean, okay, we'll just take this for example. Oh my God, that must look so cool. A lime tree hedge. Oh my gosh. Kind of jelly. That sounds super cool. What was I saying? I should have finished that thought. Oh, I was watching. I like explorers too. So people go explore abandoned places. I've learned so much from them doing that. But I noticed a pattern of explorers. Some of them would say, hey, I got this address from a friend of mine, so I respectfully, really need to keep it private. Totally respect that. Totally on the up and up, right? No bushes hiding behind there. But some people would say something like, and you're not getting the address because people come in here and damage it. I had this conversation with my daughter this morning. Like on one hand, you have a content creator that's explaining, this is private, it's not open to the public. It's not one of those things, so I can't share. And the other one saying, nope, 90% of you are good, but 10% are bad, and go and tag these places and destroy them, so you're all in the same group and nobody's getting that information. And in the particular video we were watching, it was public land. So I'm trying to explain to my daughter the difference in saying the things the two ways. And she's stuck on the subject at, not what I was talking, but the subject of the video, so to speak. And I let her have her voice, and I just simply asked, so 90% of people should pay for 10% that make that mistake. Well, no. He wasn't trying. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you said that. He wasn't trying to. I get all that. We're all a master of our words. We all use words on the day, on the minute, on everything to communicate and get everything done. For people to be so lackadaisical using the words they use, to me, is a real problem. I do not want to be one of the 90 percenters mistreated because of a 10 percenter. That's funny you say that, Snowman. I went past the local community garden. The only thing that was done to it was the city cut the tree down in front of it. The end. And I'm like, it's March. This is the go time to clean up, growth from last year, do whatever, build new stuff, whatever, before the grow season. Nothing. Nothing's happening to it at all. But they can't wait to cut down other trees of the city. I said, you go ahead and do that. Lose your curb appeal. I didn't want to come back there anyway. Heh. Exactly. And then if you have to sit there as a listener and try to discern if they're empty words, if they're half intended words, if they're mean intentional words, like as a listener, it's becoming more difficult to be able to tolerate the levels in which people use their words. I said to my daughter, he could have simply said, as a part of his content, oh, look at this place. I found this in my research. And man, I really hope you guys get to find places like this too. It does two things. It kind of stops the question from being asked in the first place. Hey, where are you at? Yeah, you guys need water. I get it. Um, and it wishes good luck upon the person researching. I said, that sounds very different from, oh, well, people ruin it, so nobody's getting the address. That was an unnecessary way of speaking. And I'm tired of people speaking in an unnecessary way, having justification for it. And then if you don't take the justification, they go narcissistic and start blaming you. I'm done with that. And there is nothing in our DNA, genetics, or there is nothing written on our hearts to shut up because of the feeling of others. That's not something we're born with. We're taught to shut up. We're taught to comply. What did one of the officers say? Shut up or I'll make it hurt worse. The victim did win First Amendment, Fourth Amendment lawsuit, but the freedom for that officer to feel, to say that, and then the one doing the a React video, he was an officer at one point, and he said, "Sometimes we don't think." I had to very nicely go on his posts and put, "Sometimes we don't think." When we're in a job where we get paid to think, be discernible, and take appropriate actions. Are you kidding me? I can't believe that just come out of your mouth. He didn't believe it, but he was generally saying the air of the police basically in there. In the moment, you don't think. In the moment, a parent doesn't think and hurts their child privately, they get their child taken away from them. But an officer can, in the moment, not think, kill somebody, and get qualified immunity? Does that weird anybody else out? You're absolutely right, Forever Love. I've tried putting things nicely. I really have. And you know what? Whatever's going on in them, they don't hear it. It's almost a case of they hear what they want to hear. So, it's that kind of brings me to, are we silly? Are we the ones silly because we're not seeing that the sheep are acting like sheep? Like, are we the one damaging ourselves, allowing ourselves to get frustrated because what we see as sheep are actually acting like sheep? Like, are we doing ourselves a disservice? Because I'm thinking that it's driven me nuts a moment or two. I need to get some rainwater real quick. I'll be 30 seconds tops. I hope there's enough water back here. Got the water. Oh, got caught. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm okay. Okay, here I am. Got some water. These guys are not happy. Yes, the pretend thing does. No matter who you are and what you're pretending for. Like, I've gone to surprise birthday parties before. And I was weirded out by pretending. So I had to pretend in my youth. My youth was a dangerous place to not pretend. So I would pretend for sure. I did not want to suffer the consequences of not pretending. But when I was an adult, I was like, I am over that. I'm over pretending. I get in so much social type trouble for not pretending. But I couldn't help it. I hated it. I hated pretending. I'm just under here watering. I know I wasn't going to water from the top, but it's hot for these guys. And now I can't reach. Okay. All right, everybody got a little water. Okay. Phew, that was hard. Okay. So, I can't pretend. I try. My kids and my and Vince know for sure when I'm pretending, because I can't do it. I've not done it for so long that I can't do it well anymore. I'm okay with not pretending. I'd rather take me at face value. Nothing hidden when it comes to me. I do not want to take energy away from what I'm doing to hide anything for, selfish gain or what have you. Absolutely. I believe that's forever love. I'm sorry, guys. It's so bright out here. Here, let me go and shave for a sec. Okay. Yes, you don't even know it. Absolutely, Snowy. Now you got me calling him Snowy. Oh, absolutely. Hey, you guys have heard or maybe seen um, the reaction I get because I have dental issues going on. Well, I don't even have dental issues. The teeth in my mouth are fine. It's the dentists that suck. But boy, have I been raked over the coals. That's part of why I didn't go live for a while, too. I didn't want to invite that kind of air into my channel while it was going on. I didn't want nothing to do with people who disparaged others by the state of their looks. I dress homestead. Why would I come out here in a beautiful skirt or a silk blouse to get caught on fencing, or you know what I'm saying? So people want to pick on without asking questions or caring, and I just think it's all silly. It's all a dud of a life. It's pretending. I'm trying to think what I want to do. I have 3 pepper plants right here. Maybe I'll just give them some water. These did dry out for a lot. And we water them every day, and they were that dry. You seen it when I pulled the other ones over. Super dry. Alrighty. Yeah, it sure does. Wonder if I clean my glasses, that would help me. It's so stinking bright here. I need to buy that cheap umbrella, because that would help me. Yes, it sure does say something about them. And I do remember that, Forever Love. Sometimes it gets a little old, I guess is the only way to say it. It gets old. I move on. I want to have conversations. I don't want to hear other people's opinion about what they think someone's dress looks like or teeth look like. Do any of those people even know the kind of pain I went through that caused me to look the way I look? They don't fucking care. Sorry. Pardon me. Sorry for swearing. They don't care. I mean, I get that part. But they even understand that when they behave that way, they're voluntarily adding to the trauma. Like when that person's like, nope, nobody gets the address. Everybody's a loser. Y'all are going to damage it so nobody gets anything. Man, I hope there wasn't someone in that, I don't know if it was alive, but in that audience thinking, what'd I do wrong? Did I do something wrong to deserve that? They're not going to think like we do, like, it's from everybody else or what have you. They're definitely going to take it personal and think they did something wrong because some asshat can't find nice words to say things. I don't want to be the person calling them out on it. I hate doing that. I hate being the conscience for someone else. Be your own conscience, you know? But it gets so old dealing with it. And I don't deal with it. Not with people in my life, not with officers. I do not deal very well with how people speak to me. And I remind them. To me, it's logical. To others, it's a hardship to be that nice to people. Which is not nice. It's just asking for basic human respect. Basic human respect. Even pastors don't want to talk about basic human respect. Isn't that disgusting? I feel that, Snowman. And I know a lot of people are suffering their own trauma they can't figure out their own way out of. And it goes from being a childhood trauma to it's ruining your whole life. And I would ask people, what did you do with your experience? What do you mean, what did I do with my experience? What did you do with it? Did you sink into pity? Did you let it fuel independence? Did it turn you into the monster that you experienced? What did you do with your experience? And people think I'm being an asshole. If they're willing to put kids in jail because they chose to do something so dastardly to make society happy, they're putting kids in jail, then to me it's a logical damn question when I ask people who make bad choices and they tell me about their past experiences, and I have compassion. I don't ask out of nastiness. I ask out of pure curiosity. I know what I do in my experience. What did you do with yours? Well, now you're just being an asshole. No, I'm not. Because if people took their damn choices seriously, they would get the question. Superficial, yep. They rake nice people over the coals for the one day they're not nice. But they don't want to answer any questions about what they've done with their experience in life. They only want to use their experience in life as a justification for bad behavior. So I'm like, okay, well, let me do bad behavior then. No, it's not the same. Wait, what? Do you guys remember the days where no one even talked about their childhood experience? They took pride in saying, I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm going to move on. I'm going to show my parents how to parent. Huh? All right. Did you put a thingy in it?
Yep.
Okay. No pride in healing? That weirds me out. I'm just cleaning up because every time I come in here, I scatter stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're absolutely right, Forever Love. Well, now I'm mad because you asked that question and I don't feel like answering it. Wait, what? You know what I realized about my own mother? Yeah, she was mad. I took my experience and I developed strength and I developed fortitude and I developed resilience and determination, discernment. Like, I definitely opened my own eyes of understanding and learning about my own experience. Made myself a strong person, basically. And my mother's complaining and all this. Oh, this one, that one, the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, stand up for yourself. What? So I used that line from that movie, Waiting to Exhale. Sometimes, is it Waiting to Exhale? It was a Whitney Houston movie. Let me just put it that. It could be that other one I can't think of right now. She says, sometimes all a woman has left is to be a bitch. I think women should be women and men and replace the word bitch was unapologetically insistent in their life. So I think all people in their own life should be unapologetically insistent when it deals with making their own choices in their own life. You guys know what I mean by that? That's me. Unapologetic. And I am insistent. Sometimes a little cuckoo, though, a little too far. Some of my ideas out here, Vince would look at me like, serious? Whose wallet you thinking with, woman? So I'll never say I'm never wrong, because that is not true. Won't be true. Never be true. Oh, me too. I started to believe it. I believed every nasty thing my mother and father said about me. It took me years to realize that they were the abusers, or to even to accept. It was obvious they were physically, mentally abusers, but for me to accept that there was nothing wrong with me. They were the ones saying it. It didn't make it true. And it took me years to learn that. Years. Years I won't get back, you know. But years I've learned from. Gotta take the lesson. Ooh, closing in on being almost done doing too much. Yeah, forever love. You know, when I was a youngster, and not youngster, but in my mid-teens, so away from my father, but still with my mother, people would talk about having grandchildren, like my aunts and uncles, because all of us kids were growing up. And I would think to myself, am I going to make it that far? to have grandkids. But I didn't know the damage completely done to my body through my youth. So I didn't know how long I was going to make it. By that point, I already had a vomiting disorder from the stress. So I had no idea. Could not imagine, guys, being a grandparent. Couldn't even fathom it. My brain wouldn't let me go there. I am a grandparent now. Happily. I happily wear the title of grandma. You don't have to soften that title because of age. I honestly bear it with happiness because I never thought it could happen. Never thought in a million years. I wasn't sure God would let me have a creator. My father tried to do Jehovah's Witness for salvation. He tried many things for salvation. I don't know if he was successful. That has to come with a lot of admittance, salvation. Because even in your own heart, until you admit your own shortcomings, you're really not going to grow. You can grow a little bit, you can learn a lot about growing. But until you learn your shortcomings, until you embrace your strengths, it's going to be like a merry-go-round. And I don't mean merry-go-round. Huh? Yeah, I'm corny sometimes. I'm getting to the end of my job. I sit down and have a cigarette with you guys. And gonna get called for lunch. Let me see if these guys are better. I'm sure they'll be fine. Yeah, actually, my mother made me think I was crazy. Like literally crazy. She would say the most horrible things about my mentality and what my father would say about it as well. They made me question my own experience. Not that they didn't do it. They made me question I was crazy, but they never connected I was crazy and these stories aren't true. They never said those things. I was just a cuckoo crazy. Anytime I rocked the boat on any situation, my mother would really treat me like, yeah, you're nuts. You know what I found out, guys? I'm not nuts. Or crazy, or cuckoo, and neither are you. Forever Love, Snowman, Linda, Sunkiss. Don't let me forget someone. I'm trying to go back here. Hold on. Somebody else was here earlier. My stupid brain. Kimbo was here earlier. I'm going. I'm looking. There was someone else here. Somebody was here earlier. Mindful Exposures. Goodness. And Forever Love. Mindful. Yes, thank you, Linda. Thank you. None of us are crazy. There's no reason that there's anybody outside of our body being so narcissistic thinking that they believe they can tell us how to live and what to do and what our standards are, what our morals are, what our beliefs are. Like, to me, it's absolutely incredulous. It makes me an absolutely intolerant person. One of those. Intolerant. I have little tolerance for that. Little. When I have friends that would go clubbing at the wrong club, I wouldn't join them. I would be very disappointed and sad. Where are you at? Oh, hey. 1 second, everybody. But I wouldn't join them in that place. Thank you. And the air that's going on right now, I need a little sip of my soup, is these people, these narcissistic people, whether by voluntary choice or side effect from their childhood, it's all a choice anyway in my mind. And I don't give myself a break either in that category when I make bad choices. Whew. Nothing says we're not allowed. And yep, and Sunkist dropped by too. Nothing is written on our hearts to bow down to another person, to an entity, to a corporation, a government. They force people. All the above try to force people to bow down. And since when did the phrase "you get more bees with honey than you do poop"? Since when did that stop being true? Because it seriously seems like police state, compliance state, obedience state. You know what I'm saying? I gotta water this one over here. Almost missed it. So did you know if you live in a city and you have to water with the city water, because most city water is treated with chlorine, that you should allow said city water to rest for 24 hours in an open container to help minimize the chlorine within it? Because I don't know if anyone has ever went and acquired water before. When I open the top to my tank of the water I bring home, you can smell the chlorine. Oh, yes, Forever Love. They are definitely in their own prison. And when I have observed, investigated, there are times I walk away from some of these narcissistic people like, gosh, that's a sad soul. Man, they're hurting inside. If they weren't porcupining on the outside, we could help them with the inside. Anybody else have that thought? I'm not advertising this company. Let me hold this right. I'm not advertising this company because I got to put an extra bouillon in it just to make it taste like real soup. Sorry. Yeah. I kind of got there too. After I had my moment of empathy and understanding, you know what came to mind? That's their choices. There's nothing that I or anyone else can do about some of the choices that people make. And if we stay angry about it, then is it their fault if we stay angry about their choices? Absolutely, Forever Love. No engaging with psychos. The hard thing about that is what makes them psychos is that they can pretend very well, and they suck a lot of people in to their belief before the people's own instinct kicks in to not do that. Oh, I think that was my son's speaker. That weirded me out. I lose my caring, and last year or a year and a half ago, when saboteurs or trolls, non-creators, whatever you want to call them, start invading everybody else's channel, it was such a bad time for me. I kept my composure, but it was bad. I observed too long. I didn't obey my own standards of practice. I hate using that word, SOP. Standard of living. SOL, shit out of luck. Double entendre with that one. They don't. And the more our hearts are looking for their shame or guilt or their regret and not finding it, that's where I think we do the harm unto ourselves. Because we really, our brains know who they are. Our hearts hope for something different. And our spirit, our gut instinct should be guiding us in that. That's how I'm able to pick up on a troll real quick. Is in the last few months of me trying to get out of this funk, I've had to remind myself that if I'm allowing the noise in my brain to be so loud, I cannot hear my spirit. And it's my spirit that has guided me in my life to live, to survive my parents, to survive a violent alcoholic husband. God rest his soul. He's not here anymore. That's my first husband. At some point, it stops being on them and it starts being on us, I guess. Oh, absolutely. If they came knocking, first of all, if somebody found me up here, I'd be surprised. But if they actually did find me and came knocking and said I was starving, here's food, here's water, and here's a map. Bye. Because I do believe in basic human respect. So don't let them starve, don't let them hydrate, and give them a way out, right? Without welcoming them into my home, without endangering my homestead or my dogs. What's up, Sadie? Hold on, guys. I gotta lift them out for a minute.
Where you go?
I just thought I heard something. I just had to listen out for a second. If you hear it again, tell me. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Linda said, hi, Sadie. You're doing a good job. Hey, holy cow, check this out. She just showed me it's worth what I did. Okay, I can't zoom in, I don't think. Oh, I can. Look. See what she's sitting on? That's a pallet and flatboard we put there yesterday for the base of the dog coops. And she's sitting on it. My instinct was right. My instinct was they were getting mad about sitting on this ground. And let me switch it again. I hope I don't make you dizzy. This looks soft compared to, sorry about the mess, we still haven't. I'm trying to find a good, well, this is the only example. Even when it rains, that turns to mud. And underneath of it is slate rock. Oh, you're right. That's probably why they were upset, Linda. I didn't even think about that. You're 100% right. The ground here gets so warm comparatively because of the sun. So my thought process was wrong, but my instinct to get the pallets and stuff was right. So I got 3 peppers, and I don't know what that is growing in there. Alfalfa was a fail. That probably gonna have to be grown outside. It gets long and leggy, like when you try to grow pot inside or tomatoes inside. So the alfalfa, it just kept getting leggy. Some of the flowers too really did not like being inside. So I did learn that about them. Snowman, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I learned when that other group came in and I did my observation and investigation. Um, it stopped being the observation and investigation when I started spending time thinking about it, because that just spiraled into overthinking. And then there was a period that I was like, I need to watch a show I've already seen so that I can give my brain a break from thinking. Because just the thinking, just stop. There's nothing to be thought about, right? That's what we've all come. The summation of what we've all seen is it's nothing to be thought about. It'd be a waste of time to think about, any of that. Yeah, I let myself get sucked in. And there's so many tactics of manipulation. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said it's really difficult as a listener to any of these channels, content creators, because the discernment you have to use just in listening it has to be so much sharper than it used to be. It can't be just listening and being like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a true story because I know this or that, or oh, that one's definitely pulling my leg. You actually have to be like, okay, tone of voice, body language, like all of that is so telling compared to the words coming out of their mouth. Yes, with loved ones. Oh, that's a hard one. That's a superiorly hard one when it comes to your kids and trying to teach them without dictating to them and showing them to be the very thing you don't want them to be. Giving them enough room to be independent without I don't believe in free ranging kids, just throwing that out there. Um, it's really, really hard because kids will try on all different types of personality issues just to see how they fit with them. And I get that. That's completely natural. It's unfortunate that society gives them those kind of examples to repeat. But yeah, I've seen all my kids try on a personality trait or two that really didn't belong to them. And you're right, your body never lies. I come up against someone here in Colorado. I really didn't want to deal with it. I didn't come here for it. Let them do them. Do you, boo. Your consequences is your karma, whatever. My brain would not stop bothering me. My brain hurt. My heart hurt. My gut instinct actually hurt. I kept telling my family members, I don't want to confront this. I want to forget it. Can y'all help me forget this? Let's go do something. Let's have fun. Let's build something. I want to forget. 3 months that went on. Until something happened online where I saw the person repeat the same harmful behavior as he not only did with me. I was the last person to recognize he did it with. I recognized it in what he did with other people first. So when that last time came and he had done it so publicly on such a public platform, my brain broke. My brain said, I'm not listening to this woman's wants anymore, and we're going to do this. There was no outcome to seek. I didn't know where Creator was leading me to. Or maybe just to let the man know that, yeah, Creator's watching, don't forget. I don't know. I didn't seek any retribution or payback or anything like that. But the minute I did it, oh my gosh, my body was so grateful. It was just like a rush of energy. Like it was holding back energy because I was being non-compliant to my own gut instinct. Yeah, but I think you grew up during the kind of be home by dark period, right? Almost free range snowman. Didn't you grow up during that same period, late 70s, early 80s? Being by the light, this is what that we would hear. Not all the time because we weren't allowed out. But we would hear other parents say it. You better be home by the time the 9 o'clock whistle sounds, or I'm gonna come find you. Yes, forever love. For 3 months, I tortured myself because whether I wanted to retire or not was not the point. Like, I felt created to stand up, and if I have to stand up by myself, do it. And I wasn't listening to that. I was trying to shut it down, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. Early 80s, yep. That half free range kind of thing. What? You're home from school. I better see the dishes done. You better not go out and play until they are. And you better be home by 9 o'clock. In my hometown, we had a 9 o'clock whistle, which also doubled as the flood siren if a flood was coming. Yeah, knowing what I know now, whew, very scary. So many scary people out in the world. Not that kids being free range is scary because they believe they need to go into their world. They need to learn it before they become adults. But the amount of perpetrators, the ones hiding in plain sight, the lawyers, the bankers, the pastors, the mailman, And by man, I mean woman too. Women can be perpetrators also. What is this? Oh, not mine. Not mine. Yep. Yep. Street lights came on at 9 too. Yeah. Absolutely. I myself only heard of it, so I was just wondering what people were doing from the hours of out of school, like not people, but kids my age, out of school and don't have to come home till 9. I couldn't even fathom what kids were doing. Like now I know they were playing kickball, riding bikes, doing kid stuff. I'm glad we all survived those periods alive, though, because there were so many adults not watching. Clouds are coming in. There's a storm a brewing. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, this is the storm from California. Remember when California got flooded last week? Remember that, Linda? I told you we were going to get it like the middle of this week. So I'm a weirdo, forever love. I had to watch the world from inside closed doors. So when I grew up enough to leave both my parents, which was I left my father at 14. Tried to leave my mother at 16. Then I was successful at 17. Learning about snow, I learned how to fish, hunt, hike, process my meats, grow. I learned everything that year. 17 to 19. I learned so much. I learned I could walk 8 miles an hour. It sucks to not be able to walk the way I used to. I'm in a hiking state now and I can't freaking walk and hike like I used to. That burns me. Okay. I think I'm going to go inside. I've been out here for a couple hours. I think it's my longest live ever. Ever. And it worked. Thank you, Forever Love. I had to, you know, when it comes to raising kids, there comes a point in a kid's life where they have to choose one way or the other. For me, it came a little bit later, but my choice was to succumb to my parents or to choose me. I don't know what made me choose me, but best decision I ever made. The best decision. I have 3 wonderful kids, even if we're not all getting along at the same time. I just relish in their independence. Sometimes even my son has independence. Problem solver. And choosing to live and choosing to survive was the best decision of my life. It just sucks to see where society has come since then. It's been great chatting with everyone who's come in. I really appreciate the company and listening to my musings. So often I keep it all to myself because we live around so many people that can't handle it. Yes, you're right, Linda. Long overdue. I was standing in my own way. Fathead, it is so good to see you. My daughter and I was just saying this morning that we really, really want to make it up there this year. Like, this was my thought. So we bring like a plate to share, right? So I was thinking of doing all the stuffing and all that to the pork chops and stuffing them and bringing them there like on dry ice and barbecuing them there as my plate to share. Like that was my thought, like, because we're gonna process bacon bits this year. Like I would really love to share that. That was a great recipe. I just kind of came out of nowhere with. I wanted to make stuffed pork chops again, but I knew my son was very particular. So I only started with 3 ingredients: onion, mushroom, and croutons. And when I tasted it, I'm like, I think he's really gonna like it. So I'm gonna put a little crunch in there. So I made the croutons at home, and I added celery. I sauteed the vegetables. Then I crushed up the croutons a little, leaving some big pieces to stay, crunchy. Tossed it all together and then stuffed the pork chops. Oh my goodness. And my son ate it, was like, yay. I, as a mom, was like, veggies in his food. Success. So we're really going to try and get the schedule so that we can come up to that celebration. We all know how to sing, but we don't play instruments. But it'd be great to just get with homesteaders, It would just really be great for that, for all of us. We forget to take breaks with all the work we're doing. So we're trying to remember this year to plan some outings so that we're not always on the homestead. Because when you're working that hard all the time, it can be tiring, daunting even. So I am going to rest for the rest of the day and relax. I did my planting. I'll show you here real quick. So, see, they got mad because I didn't put water in there. But they'll be fine. I'll bring them in tonight. So there's what? There's 6, 10. There's 10. It's going well. My pepper's going well. Yes, it is good to have something to look forward to. I really wanted to come that one year, but we're going to try really hard because we're proud of what we're doing. And homesteads understand us the most. So it'd be really great to be with like-minded people. So I just want to wish everybody, thank you so much, Linda, a day of love and peace and compassion. And remember, take care of you, because I love you and I need you to take care of you. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.